Hey, how are you? First of all, as I always like to start, let me know in the comments if you can see me, if you can hear me. Again, it doesn't matter too much if you can't see me, that's not too important. But it's very important that you can hear me well, loud, and clear, right? So, welcome to this Global Hack Week Web3. We are going to explore the Hedera technologies. Hedera, as you may know, it's one of our Web3 partners, and I want to take time in this session to encourage you to use it for the first time if it is a first time, or if you have tried before doing a hackathon and you weren't able to complete to finish your project, well, to better know these tools to use it in our next hackathons. So let me see here on the comments. You were saying that hello, some salutations here. Hello, user Sandra. Hello, Avinas Dub. Um, hello, Sirvanik. Hello, Yash, Mital. So I'm very glad to see you here. I really hope you enjoyed this session. Now I can see you. Okay, I think everything's working fine. My internet connection has been not so stable these last hours, so I hope everything goes well here. If not, please be patient with me. Be patient with this infrastructure I have right now. Uh, sorry. Um, PM and Hatre. We are glad too, Alberto. Okay, that's fine. Um, Nitish, 2013. So, hello. And now we're ready to start, right? The first thing, again, as I was saying, the main purpose of this session is for you to start getting familiar with the technology. We want you to use as much as you can Hedera. We want you to use our partners technologies, in this case Hedera, but also I'll be running tomorrow, for example, an exploring circle and an exploring what's the other one? I can't remember very well. Give me a second. I have my appointments here. Uh, and exploring Flow or Dapper Labs, which are the Web3 partners we have as the Major League Hacking. Why is that? Again, we want you to use the technologies. And we know, I have faced it during the hackathons I have attended, that for specific Web3, it's kind of hard to start, right? It's intimidating to think of an application using Web3 technologies. You may think that it's too hard, that you won't be able to complete or to finish your project, mainly because again we're in a hackathon environment, so we have very short time to do this. But I will show you that even in an hour and a half, 2 hours we have, you will be able to complete your first application with using Web3. So you will see that it is not that hard as you may think it is. And again, it could be intimidating. Again, if you could be coding and not knowing exactly what you're doing, because let's face it, Web3 is a complicated thing. I won't lie to you. I won't say you will learn everything you need in this session, but sorry, no. Let me rephrase that. You won't know everything about Web3, but you will learn anything you need to build an application during this session. Um, I will give you some resources and some advices how to continue your path, how to keep learning about Web3. I'm not an expert on Web3, but I will say I'm a good web developer. Web3 has three letters of web, so I'm just missing the three part of it, right? Uh, and again, if I can do it, you can do it, because all you need to know is use an API. In this case, you can because the in this case Hedera allows you to use smart contracts with Solidity, but we're not focusing on that because you will need to learn Solidity. In this scenario, we just will focus on JavaScript, pure JavaScript, using APIs, as you probably done before. Um, Hi, UTK. I see your comment here. Yeah, returning. So don't worry. Try to keep on with me. You can try to uh, do the things that I will do. I'm going to take a lot of code from a repository they have, and we are going to start explaining it. I'm going to modify it to get a custom flavor of it. Um, and yeah, that's everything you need to know. So let's get our hands on, right? First thing, let me share with you the page of Hedera. It is not a complicated page, it's just https hedera.com. Here you will find it. Here, oh, you can see my face, my hands, sorry, here, hedera.com. Um, and I'm going to share my screen. Loud. And now you can see it. I hope my face doesn't interface with it. If you can see well, just let me know and I will remove myself from this. Uh, but here's the main page of Hedera. And again, there are a lot of things you may think it's too complicated, because we have what's network, what's an ecosystem, what's a use case, what the hell is an HBAR? I don't know what HBAR is. Um, I'm not familiar with Web3, so I don't know what governance is. Okay, but I have resources, and I have a start building, and I have a search bar. Okay, let's take it step by step. First, what's Hedera? Hedera is an open source um, ledger. Sorry, no, they have a better answer for that. Okay, we'll get that. It's a how to say it? It's a network. You can think it that Hedera it's a Web3 network. It is open source and it has a Hashgraph, I think it's the name, um, algorithm for taking the decisions, and that's the main thing you have to have in mind. So let's break down this page into two main sections. And the first section is no, this is like for no. Okay. The first section is this one, start building, and the other section is I can see the link here, but I will take it from the other link I have, which is how it works, and the URL is that how it works. Hedera.com/how it works, and hedera.com/getting started. That is the two main sections we need to have in mind. Again, if after this session is concluded, you want to start learning more, they have a lot of resources to learn about not only Hedera but for Web3, and you can come back here. So the first, how it works. Here you will find two videos. This how Hasgraph works and Hasgraph explained. Hasgraph is the algorithm they use for taking the decisions, the governance, and everything in Hedera. If you're not familiar, again, with Web3, you can think it of how we, as users of the network, tell says that these transactions goes to these nodes, or these fees are divided to the people, etc. Um, so what else? They explain how why Hasgraph is very cool, and the implementation again. But this is deep Web3 knowledge, so let's not focus on that. Let's just focus on how to use Hedera, right? Um, how to process transactions, the public ledger, etc. Network services. Okay, I'm going to take you to another page, which is the documentation page, which it's here. It's kind of weird because you see we were on the how it works, and in the getting started, we have the documentation page. But okay, let's go to the documentation. And here they have a very well infograph of how Hedera it's built and how it works. Let me see if I have some comments. Hey, did I miss anything? No, we're just starting. Okay, the screen share is smooth. Thanks. No, we just started, but I couldn't see you. Okay, it doesn't matter if you can see me. The important thing here is my screen. Um, so, okay. Um, Welcome to Hedera. Hedera explained. Here, you will see. Hedera, and this is the best definition I found in their page, is a fully open source, proof of stake, public network, and governing body for building and deploying decentralized applications. Okay, what does it mean? It's Web3, it's open source, proof of stake. In Web3, you will see proof of work and proof of stake. Proof of work, it's like the hard mining, right? It's like running complex math algorithms to create hashes, and that will create new blocks in the network, and that's very, let's say, not um eco-friendly because it takes a lot of resources. I mean, computational speaking, about even electronic, like you, you spend a lot of electricity doing that. They even have a section dedicated for the sustainability here, for example, in ecosystem, in which they show a graphic explaining how, for example, it is compared to other networks. Let me try to see. No, ecosystem. That it doesn't mean like ambiental. Um, Mm, well, I will see if I can find that later. Uh, but yeah, the important thing here is they don't use proof of work. Instead of that, they use proof of stake. There are other networks that uses both. In this case, they only use proof of stake to process the information, to assign fees, to add new blocks to the chain, and etc. Right? It's a public network, so well, that's self-explanatory. If not, you can uh, here check the link. It's distributed. What else I can say? And that it's the best explanation for that. Because decentralized application, it means that not only a computer or a part of the application decides everything, but it's decentralized over all the users, you will say. The word for that will be node in the Hedera case. And it offers three primary services, which is what we are going to focus on. Because, again, we are new in this, and we may not have enough time to learn about tool Web3, but we want to use it. And here it's the one of the best things of Hedera. Again, you don't need to be an expert in Web3. You don't need to be um, in fully understanding of what these all means, what is proof of stake, what is governance, what are decentralized, etc. But you will just need to use an API for consuming these services: the consensus service, the token service, and the smart contract service. Smart contracts here in Hedera allow to use Solidity contracts for the use case. Again, as I always say, you don't need to be an expert, but it is very, very, very useful. It's very handy that you know what you're doing. Again, but don't let that intimidate you and make you feel like you can do it, because I will show you you can do it just only using JavaScript and an API, and you will be doing Web3. These abstract um, this abstract use case allows you to use, uh, let's say, powerful. I don't want to say hard technologies, but powerful technologies. Not being an expert in those areas. The same, for example, when I run the machine learning tracks, or I don't know if it was the past or the previous to that, but we have a global hack week focused on machine learning, artificial intelligence, etc. And that's the same. You don't need to be an expert. You don't need to have a PhD. You don't need to study for 3 years. I recommend you to. I recommend you to learn as much as you can, but you don't need it to start implementing it. So same with Web3 here, because there are a lot of tools and amazing APIs and a great community helping you with this. So again, they in this specific section talks about the consensus, the hash graph, how they manage all the internal process in the network. Um, let's keep that because we want to focus on the services. Again, they have three services: the consensus service, the token service, and the smart contract service. So let's say I want to create a decentralized application for uh, elections in my school, not for government elections, because that a complicated topic. But let's say I want to. I have a community. That's a great example. I in my community, I don't want it to be like I take all the decisions. So I want to hear the word from all my community members, and I create a decentralized app that allows them to vote. Uh, for what they want to be the future of our community. Like, hey, we have this budget. What should we spend it on it? And they take a vote. Like, I think we could use best chairs. I don't know, or we can vote a better um, microphone. I don't know, a better speaker. I don't know, etc. So that will be a great use case of Hedera, because you will take the census of over what all the people has voted using a wallet, and that will be very transparent to see uh, what are the public interest of the people. Yeah, you won't see who voted because they just show you like this wallet do this, but you won't know who wallet correspond who person, right? So that's a good project idea. You can use it in your next hackathon. Again, but let's see for example, the smart contract service. They tell us that again they are optimized for no no no. They let you program this with Solidity, which is very popular and a known language for smart contracts. For example, if you come from the Ethereum network, you can use your same Solidity contract, but with less fees because let's face it, Ethereum uh, takes a lot of gas fees, uh, and more faster, less damage to the environment, and well, there's a lot of reasons to take your smart contracts from Ethereum to Hedera for saying that. Here's an example of how to use it, how to create a smart contract, and the, the implementation of that. One thing I think I didn't mention is that Hedera has support for JavaScript, Java, and another language I can remember right now. Yeah, I cannot remember it, but we will see it in a minute. We are going to use JavaScript, so it doesn't matter. For this far, any questions? Let me see if I have some comments. Uh, couldn't find the current page. Can anyone share it? Yeah, I can share it. Just give me a second. It's just started, but I missed a lot. No, well, this far you probably missed a lot. Yeah, 2 minutes ago. Yeah, you missed a lot. But keep on with us. I will try to repeat a lot of things for you to understand it fully. And here's the page. Uh, it is like Web3 cloud. Oh, interesting question. Uh, I won't say it. I don't think it's like Web3 cloud because it's not limit to this use case. I mean, you can use it without these services. Yeah, I think Web3 Cloud it has a different target. Let's say that. If you're thinking of Web3 Cloud like from the one offered by Google, Azure, and those things, yeah, it's not that kind of concept. Also, I haven't tried Web3 Cloud before, but can you tell me that if they are focused for a specific network, or you can use them with any network you want? I really don't know that. So let me hear on the comment, and based on that answer, we could see if it's similar or not. Okay, so then the smart contract service, we talk about that. The other service is the consensus service. Consensus service is offered to application to have direct access to the consensus algorithm, which is the hash graph algorithm. We talk about it, and I just gave you an example of how to use this for application of taking decisions, right? They have full resources of it. I think this is one of the most complicated resources they have, but we just need to limit for this, for example, just you see 4 lines of code, and you will create a new topic of discussion, and you can, in a specific scenario, create a first message with 5 lines of code. You so this is not complicated to implement. This is kind of more of complicated to understand, but to implement, it's too easy. I assure you, it's too easy. So the one we will working with, a Hedera token service, is how we manage to use fungible tokens, in this case the H bars, and not fungible tokens, to interchange from one wallet to another, to meet, to make transfers, to pay, etc. So you may think this is the most funny one, but I don't think so. To be honest, I think the most funny and the more interesting one is this smart contract, but this is a little bit more complicated. So let's just for sake reasons, let's stay with the token service. Again, these are way more lines of code, but it is very simple to understand what it's been doing here. For example, we take the transaction and freeze manually the singing. We we do a transaction with the NFT token create no with the token, and let's see what they doing here. Away transaction scene. We sign it with the private key and the treasury key. We execute the transaction and we get the receipt from the transaction. Um, the new token ID. Okay, yeah. This is not so clear, but don't worry. We'll take a clear example on this. Later, they talk about the governance and important things that are more for Web3 experienced people. So let's skip this. Application use case. This is very interesting because you can find inspiration for your next projects here, and you will see they are using it in payments, in content authenticity, as I was saying to you, audit logs, decentralized finance, decentralized identity to build NFTs with our not fungible tokens, uh, for permissions in the blockchain. Uh, and they also talk you about decentralization, which again, it's a whole concept, and it's worth of dedicating a full session on this. I think some of my colleagues here at the Merely Hacking are talking more of these terms, but again, the scope of this session is to you to implement this as fast as you can. So let's close this tab and let's return to the get started. Getting started show us the documentation, and the documentation is one of the best documentations I've ever seen. They have the starting tutorial, the starting guide, the tutorials, networks, core concepts, and the SDK and APIs, which is the most handy one. Everything's well documented and very easy to understand. And if you have any problem, you can open an issue in the Discord they have, and they will give you a very quick response for that. So let's get started with the introduction. Uh, where introduction? Yeah. So first of all, we are need to create an account in the Hedera portal. I'll share with you the link. So here's the link: https portal.hedera.com, register. If you already have an account, okay, let's wait some minutes for those who don't. And I'm going to share with you my account. Um, you won't hack me. I will delete my credentials and my public and my private information after this. So don't worry. Um, there are portal. I open this one. In your case, you will have to put here your email, click on start building. They will ask you for more information like your name, your phone number, what you do for living, etc. And they will send you a code to your email. That code usually don't take that much time, but in my case, it took like two minutes. So in terms of a stream, that's too much time. So wait for that. I will give you some time. Meanwhile, I'm going to sign myself up and show you how this looks like. Just give me a second. I'll open my password manager. And my email is Alberto at Gmail.com. Okay, and you will see this. You probably won't see this yet because you need to create an account with the testnet network. Testnet, it's like it says the test network for you to start exploring, implementing, and they give you um, 1000 HBAR tokens to you to explore, because remember, every transaction generates a fee. Nothing's free in Web3, but they give you like these tokens to start exploring and to start experimenting. So you will see something like this, but here, and you just need to click on create account. This is ED, I don't know what thing, but no, you just click on the testnet account. Click on the testnet account, and you will have your address, your private key, your public key, and your account ID. You will see here, for example, refill. That means you will have this is limited to 100 H bars per day, but after the day it's ended, you will receive another amount of that. So lots of fun with Hedera. It's very, let's say, beginner friendly. They support you with a lot of tokens. They support you with a lot of resources to get you started and to start experimenting. Once you are ready, you can do a preview net and then pass to the public net, right? In this case, just the testnet, it's okay. So please let me know here on the comments when you're ready, your account is ready. We have one done from Ray and one done for Sparkling. Uh, I am just a beginner. Can I take part in this event? For sure, you have. As I was saying, this is focused on you as beginners. You don't need to be experts on Web3. Um, just a minute. Okay, don't worry. I'll wait. Uh, Done. Amazing. I love to see you're participating. Um, you're missing. Wait, can you answer my question? User Sandra. Oh, sorry, I didn't see. What's your question? What's next? Like, I'm on this page. Yes. Sorry, I don't understand your question. Can you repost it again? Uh, I don't get what you're trying to say. Like, what's next with the. You mean creating your account? My refill time is listed at refill nan nan. What does it mean? Okay, that's weird. Try to reload. Um, have you already verified your account? That could be it. Okay, it doesn't matter. The important thing here is you are able to access your account ID. You have an account ID and you have a encoded private key. That's the important thing. Sandra, do you have it? I reload and it's still like that. Okay. Um, for, yeah, you have the account ID. It's okay. It probably could be due to your internet connection, due Hedera a network problem. I don't know. But once you have your account ID and your private key, we're done to go. I think created the account. Okay, created the account. Amazing. So let's continue. Let's continue on that. Then you will need to open a new project because we're going to set up the environment. Remember, we are working with sensitive information. So the best practice for that, and the people of Hedera know that, it's use a .env configuration file. So let's start a new project. The other language I was missing is Go. Okay, you can do it in Java, you can do it in JavaScript, or you can do it in Go. I will do it in JavaScript because JavaScript rocks. You will copy this. This command is not Hedera. This is the the terminal command for creating a directory, a new folder that it will be called Hello Hedera. And once that's done, we are going to move into that folder called Hello Hedera JS SDK, and then we are going to initialize a project with npm Node Package Manager. Um, this far, you should have npm installed, and npm comes with Node. If you don't know how to install Node, let me just do it quickly. Let's look for node.js node.js slash nodejs.org/s in my case, um, and in any other cases. It depends of your language. And here you will have the install for your OS setting. Mine is Mac OS, so I will install the LTS. You can install the current, but I recommend you using the LTS because it's more stable. Here with it comes npm, and then you can do this process of installing npm dot yes. This initialize a project with npm, and then you can install the dependencies using npm install. Or if you're using yarn, you prefer to use yarn, you can do a yarn app, right? So let me share this with you in case you don't have it. Yeah, yes, yeah, yes, Rex. I don't know those three languages. Okay, it doesn't matter. JS is the most easy one. You if you do Python, you probably know how to use JavaScript. Uh, yeah, it's kind of similar. The beginner easy one from those three. Sir, can you please repeat the topic or what we are trying to do? Yes, we are trying to uh, implement our first application with Hedera. So we run the introduction. We know what Hedera is. So we are now going through the environment setup. For that, you will need one of these languages, Java, JavaScript, or Go. In my case, I'm using JavaScript, and for installing things in JavaScript, we need something called Node. It's the let's say that it's the runtime environment for JavaScript in our local computer. Uh, the browser has a runtime itself for JavaScript. I think they are migrating or for V8. I don't know. The last time I checked, they all were doing that. Once I am using Firefox. Once Firefox used SpiderMonkey. I'm not sure if they are still using it. But yeah, in our local case, in the computer case, you will need to start install Node. I share with you the link. It's right here. Uh, Node. And with that comes Node Package Manager or other package managers. You can use Yarn, but npm works fine. And okay, that's what we're trying to do. Which language do you use? I can code in C and Python. Okay, if you can code C, you can code JavaScript. That's more complicated. It doesn't matter. You can still follow us, right? You just need to copy and paste the code from here, and I'm going to explain it to you. So we have already our folder directory, right? We have initialized and node project in it. Yeah, another project in it. The name is Hello Hedera. Yes, we have our first version and our main file. It will be index.js. So let's create that index.js file. Um, how you can do it? You can type touch index.js. Then we need to install our dependencies and our SDKs. As I was saying, you use npm install save hashgraph slash SDK. Here you can copy if you're in this page. If you're not, let me share it with you again for those who are not in this page yet. Here's the page. And then install.env, because I was saying we are working with sensitive information, and the best practice for that is to use a .env file to access those credentials, right? Your account ID and your private key. I am sharing my script with this information because I am going to delete it. Don't worry. But you should not share your private key in any scenario with no one. And make sure to use a gitignore file to do not upload this GitHub account if you're using GitHub, right? So npm install.env and the and to create the index.js file, you just need to create those. If you're not too fluent in using your terminal, don't worry. Open your VS Code or your IDE, the best, the one you usually work with, and just create a new file. I'm clicking the create new file icon. And the folder of your structure should look something like this. Index.js, node modules, package.json.log, package.json, and then we create the env file. Same, you just need to type touch space dot env, and you will see your file created. And that should contain this: my account ID and your testnet account ID. You should copy and paste it. My private key and your private key in the testnet page. You should copy and paste it. Uh, so that's everything. Then we need to create in the index.js. We should copy and paste this uh, for uploading that information, taking it from the .env file and taking it to the JavaScript code. We create a function, an async function for the environment setup, right? Um, then we create a Hedera testnet client, and we add that code also to the JavaScript file. And they have an incredible section. Again, this is one of the best documentations I've ever seen because you can check here that all your code is like this and it should work. And that even tells you what to expect the output from this code. But before running it, let's jump to the next section, which is create the account. Just let me quickly share with you my screen to see how my code is structured. Uh, so if you have any questions, let me know. Oh, it's lagging on my PC. Same here, buddy. I got stuck. The audio is clear though. The screen's frozen. Oh, sorry. Which first, can you see me now? I mean, like my screen is smooth again, or I'm still frozen? Because I see my audio. It's okay. Please let me know. I'll start. I will remove sorry my screen. Just for a second. Let's wait for my internet connection to improve. Meanwhile, tell me any question this far. I hope you're getting along with it. Um, so please let me know here on the comments if we're ready to continue. It's probably the screen share problem. Yeah, I'm ready. Okay. Um, so let me stop my screen and try to implement again. What is our final goal in this session? To create our first web app using Hedera. The complexity of that it will depend of the time we have. This far, I think we will be good to go in creating an NFT, but not. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to display it in the like in a graphic way. Uh, it depends on us. Let's see if we are good to go. Well, not only on us, it depends on the internet connection, right? So, oh, but there you go. Okay, you should see my screen now. You should see that, for example, um, I have a folder which is Hello Hedera. I'm going to move to that folder, Hello Hedera. You will see I have a .amp, I have an index.js, my node models, my package .json, and my package log.json. Um, Let me open this with Visual Studio Code, and you will see here in my .amp. Well, I'm assuming you can see my screen. Please let me know in my comments if you cannot. My account ID equal to my account number on the portal Hedera page, and my private key equal to what I copy and paste from the portal. Uh, let's well, do not hit space here. because that will bring you problem. This should be not space separated, and that's the most important thing here. Once you have your .amp file just like this, you can leave it, and we're ready to go. Then index.js, again, it's just as the one displayed in the documentation page. You don't need to modify anything, and this will work perfectly. I'll explain it in a minute, but first, I wanted to move to the next module to see the next part of the process. Um, Thank you, code dot. It's the command. Oh yeah. Okay, you can see my screen. Amazing. And yes, how to do that? It's code dot, not dot, but it's code and the folder direction of what you want to open in VS Studio Code, and dot means right here where I'm how to say it, um, where I'm in this moment. How to know where you are in this moment with the pwd command. Um, okay, so let's continue with this. Create an account. Create an account. Same thing. It's very clear. They tell you like the summary. You use the .m. Oh, I didn't explain that. It would be fine to explain. What we require for .m, the config. And why we do that? Because we can use process.m and take the information that it's stored in my account ID. But again, this file is not going to be published. This file is just ours. So no one could access our account ID and no one could access our private key. But they will see for their code, like if someone wants to replicate your code or do something similar because you publish it in GitHub or any other public repository, um, they can do it, but with their credentials, not yours. So that's why .env is important, right? So uh, clear that. Let's continue with creating the account. You will need to generate the keys for the new account, and you do that by using the private key generator and the new account private key public method. Then you create a new account with an async function, create um, account create transaction, and that returns you the new account that you store in a variable called new account. Then you get the ID for that account, you get the receipt for that, and the new account ID you just created, and you will see the log is the new account ID is and the new account you created. Then you need to verify the balance of what you have. So, like how many, in this case, there are called tiny bars, which has the H bars, uh, are stored in that new account. As I was saying, they give you 1,000 sorry per day, and you are now ready to transfer these H bars to the new account because your account is created. If you missed anything here, again, this section I found it very useful because you just need to open this, and this is the entire file with the things you should previously add in the other modules and the things they add recently in this module, which is the get new account ID and the verifying account balance and the creation one, obviously. So again, let's recap of what we have done this far. We require some things for the Hashgraph SDK, which is the HR, the account bar balance query, the account create transaction, private key, and client. Some of these are functions, some of these are methods, some of these are classes. So we create our async function previously of the environment setup. We grab our credentials from our .env file using the .env package. I explained that. And if my account ID, I mean, if we don't have properly uh, how to say it, if we don't set up properly our M file, we should throw an error. That's called environment variables. My account ID and my private key must be present because we need to use it to access the API. And once these environment validations are ready, we can go to the Hedera things. And the Hedera things, first of all, is create the testnet. We access via the client method for testnet, and we store that in a client variable. Then the client class have another method that it's called set the operator, and for that we pass our account ID and our private key. Once the client has set the operator, then you should establish minimum and maximum transactions here. They have a troubleshooting for that because sometimes transactions exceed these amounts. So they recommend you increasing this or decreasing this. But for these purposes, these two values are just fine. Just have that in mind in case you see a similar error, like if you over exceed the max amount transaction fee, well, you have to modify this part. And then we create the keys. How we do that? We use the private key we require from the Hashgraph. And we say, hey, generate a new ED25519, which is like a protocol, like a standard. Don't get too attention on that. Just use this method. And we store that our private key, and we store then a new public key. Uh, Again, these are Web3 concepts. When you have a wallet, you have two keys, a private and a public. When you want someone to give you money, like, well, they're not saying money, let's say a, a token. When you want someone to give you a token, you share your public key. So once they combine his public key with your his private key with your public key, the token in the private are going to be transferred to the public. So that's why you should not share your private key, because that means you're giving access to all the people to basically take all your money, or well, all your tokens. Then we create the account, giving the 100 timers starting balance. Uh, we use for that the hbar class with the method from time bars. Set key, the new account public key. Again, you put the public because you are going to give to that wallet, let's say that the new balance. No, set initial balance 8 bar from tiny bars 1000. Execute client, right? Why execute? Because like it's you're saying we're good to go once the key is set and once the initial balance is set. So let's execute to the client. Get the new account ID. Um, we use another function, get new account, get receipt, and we pass the client. So we store the receipt, and for that receipt, we need the account ID. This is not a method. This is called I forgot the name, sorry. But we need this information, so we store that in the new account IDs, and we need just to, and that's for logging that in our console, right? So the new account ID is the new account, and if we want to know the balance of that new account, we pass the new account to the method set account ID, and again we execute that to the client, and then we should log that, and the output should be a new account balance is and balance in tiny bars. And finally, we just return the new account ID we displayed before, and that's the end of our environment setup function. What should be the sample output? Well, as you see, the new account ID and the new account balance. So let's run that. Why not? You will see the code I have here. It's the same uh, I just show you. I just explained to you, and how we run it. For those who are not familiar with JavaScript, well, we type node index.js, which is the file, and we hit click, sorry, enter. And the output for me, in my case, my account ID is this. You can verify that here in the portal 0.0.1184, 0.0.1185. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, because we created a new one from yeah. This is the new account ID. So this is a new account, um, and the balance for this new account is 1,000 tiny bars. Uh, so yeah, let's see if with this you have any questions. Uh, Thanks. How to find out if can I have the file or not? You're meaning the .m file or what file? Sorry. Uh, Same question. How to find out if I can have the file or not? Um, Please tell me specifically what file you're meaning. Could you explain why we create a new key and another account with those keys in the code? Yeah, because we're talking about a network, right? So a network of just one node will be not funny. We will need at least another network to start. Sorry, in this case, not network. In another node of the network to start interlinked, right? So the next step will be transfer tokens from this account ID to this other account ID, and you can think it of as wallets. So that's why we're creating more accounts. Sandra, could you tell me what file you mean? Um, yeah, sorry, I don't understand what file you mean. Okay, so we're good to go. Okay, yeah, array. Yeah, that's quite right. Um, so transfer. This is this is when it starts getting funny. Summary: in this section, you will learn how to transfer HBAR from your account to another on the Hedera test network. Right. So we can copy this and paste in our code we have previously before. You see, this is below the account balance log. And what we're doing here is create the transfer transaction. So use the new account created, the new ID to transfer 1,000 tiny bars from our account to the new account? And that was the question. So why we do that? Because we want to transfer things. In this case, we are saying we are getting a sendbar const storing the transfer transaction process with the add hbar transfer method from my account. I'm going to give out 100 tiny bars, and the other account, the ones we created, is going to receive 1,000 tiny bars. This code, well, these comments here explain it very well. And again, remember, it's important to execute this. Um, Step two is verify that the transaction went well. So we need to get a receipt for that. You know how to do this. We did previously. Send bar get receipt to the client, and the transaction receipt tell us the status, and then we can check again the balance. So let's copy this code. Remember, our code ends with the account balance log. So from here, I'm going to copy and paste it. And we probably don't need to return this anymore. So oh, I think it doesn't copy and paste it well. So let's do it again. Well, I can copy and paste the full document. Don't worry. Ready in the clipboard. So let's see what happens if we run this again. Node index.js. Okay. Transfer transaction from my account to the new account was success. That's amazing. So let's just quit this. Let's comment this. I'm not sure if this is going to. Yeah, because these are new ones. So no, I'm not going to comment that, but I am going to verify the balance after the transaction was made. And you will see the balance for the new account ID is not just now 1,000, but 2,000, because I passed my token, my tokens from my account to the other account. So this basically is now the web 3 app. Uh, let's let's start getting more interesting, right? This far, any question? Okay, I think you don't have any questions this far. So, Sandra, can you manage to get the same output as I do? And what about the rest of you? Um, did you run and get the same output? You're achieving what we're trying to do. I hope you do. um, um, yes. Okay. Amazing. Congratulations. So let's keep doing it. Uh, Another yes, amazing. And for example, both of you, have you tried Hedera before? And if you don't, why haven't you tried before? You thought it was too complicated? So I will catch up. Okay, that's fine. If you have any question, just let me know. And let me start sharing again. And let's go to the next step. Query ledger data. Summary: in this section, we will guide you through the steps of querying your account balance, enabling you to retrieve the most current information about the available funds in your new Hedera account. And first thing we need to do is get the cost of requesting the query. Remember, nothing is free in Web3. You can request the cost of a query prior to submitting of the query into the Hedera network to check if you have enough balance to submit. And how you do it is creating a query cost function of the new account balance query, setting the account ID and getting the cost of the client. And then the output is the log. The console of the query is the account balance, and we will verify the account balance once updated for the new account by requesting a get account balance query. The initial sum will should be 1,000 bars plus the amount we transferred. This should equal the 2,000 tiny bars. I kind of did a trick here because you see I stored the transaction information and then check that with the information here, account balance query, and this is account balance query. I did it before, so that's why we have these 2,000 tiny bars output here. So, but what we missed is the cost of that query. Uh, so we can copy and paste this. And the output is the cost of the query. So if the query has a cost, why I still received the 2,000 tiny bars? That will be a good question, right? Well, because we're in the testnet, and little spoiler, the cost of the query is zero. Thanks for letting us play without transaction fees. Um, and you will see here the cost of the query is zero. And that's the getting started guide. You already are started in Web3. You will see that a lot of other Web3 tools, I won't say names, but are way too more complicated to start, to run a program. Um, well, I will give you an example. Just let me stop sharing my screen. Um, Once I attend a Solana hackathon, and it was not easy. I will say it was not easy. I spent the whole weekend just trying to run the Hello World. Yeah, it was insane. Um, yeah, I spent, well, not the entire day because hackathons are to get fun. So, but I would say I spent a lot of time just trying to run the Hello World of Solana. Yeah, and that's insane. You will see in less than an hour, we do our hello world. We run transactions and anything we need to get started with Hedera. And that was really simple, I think. And again, you don't need to understand full Web3 to get this up and running, right? So our next step, it's not just making transactions, it's to use one of the services, the token service, uh, to create not fungible tokens. That will be fun. Okay. Oh, my voice started failing. Sorry. Um, that it's a signal for us to take 2 minutes. We will take 2 minutes and then we will come back and I will show you a project that it's using Hedera um, to create NFTs, and we are going to modify it to get our flavor in this project, right? So, what makes Hedera so simple to set up compared to Solana? This is a question. Uh, Again, the level of abstraction, I will say, Solana, at least the way I try to approach it. Um, it didn't have like an API or a JavaScript SDK. It has like their own language, their own way, and you will need to understand more concepts in Web3 to start using it. Um, Not as Hedera that you basically don't need to understand uh, in full, just like key concepts. Um, Hedera, it's just an API, it's an SDK, it's just JavaScript, and you don't have to worry for nothing more. In case you want to use Solidity for smart contracts, you can use it, but it's not required to. Uh, so yeah, that will be the big comparison in that. Um, well, Solana has a very, very, very big community, and I won't say it's a bad project. Yeah, I do think Solana it's amazing, but it's not quite simple to start. That's the thing. So let's skip those 2 minutes, and then we'll be back with the NFT creation project. Right? See you in a second. Hey, we're back. So, did you have enough time to process all this information? I hope you did. So, let's continue. Here's the project. I will share the link here on the comments of the stream. Um, GitHub slash hashgraph slash Hedera HTA is the NFTs. So, I will open and start sharing my screen. The screen shared, and here's the specific project. Huh. So, getting started. If you want to explore more projects, uh, we have, well, for example, here, the setup environment, we already complete all these five steps. We create the testnet access, we create an environment setup with our SDK, etc., with our .env credentials. We create our account, we create our first transaction, and we know how to explore the ledger to see our balance, for example. Um, they have more how to say they have more documentation about their services, the smart contracts, the targeting service, the consensus service, and they even have tutorials for creating and deploy a smart contract, create fungible tokens, create not fungible tokens, write and verify data to Hedera, which is very powerful, and you can use this service again for um, the election systems, as I was saying to you. Um, but they have more. If you return here to the documentation page and you scroll down to, oh no, where it was, core concept tutorials. If you go to here to tutorials and you see smart contracts, concessions, tokens, and more tutorials, uh, and sorry, not tutorials, demo applications. Uh, they have a big list here of demo applications, not only in these three languages, but for example in Swift. No, they are going to implement these demo applications in Swift if you're a iOS developer. Um, but for example, they have diff prevention here in GitHub, proof of action pasteboard here in GitHub. They are developed by the same Hedera team. So this is the one we're going to explore, not fungible tokens. Here, this links takes you to this project. You will see Hashgraph is the name of Hedera GitHub account. So this is a demonstration with UI, which is like the important thing here, of Hedera token services written in JavaScript and Vue.js. I'm not too fluent in Vue.js, but let's try to explore it. So I will copy this. Um, I'm going to clone this. Uh, okay. Because I don't have an account. Okay. I need to sing in first. And my password is this one. Okay, now I can code it with SHS. And I will return in the same folder I was working with, uh, Web3, Global Highway Web3, and then clone github.com. Oh, let's keep this git clone. Yeah, I'm doing pretty well. Uh, yeah. So I have it now, and I'm going to move to Hasgraph. No, how it's called, Hedera. Then again, for Sandra, you ask how to open VS Code from the terminal. The command is code. And for example, I can code dot because I'm already on the Hedera file. But if I wasn't here, I can just come back here and click code and Hedera file directory. And let's close the hello Hedera. And let's explore this project. First, they have a GitHub folder. This is for like open source standards. Don't worry about it. They have a public containing the index HTML, the token templates.json, and the file icon, right? So let's explore the index. Here, they just tell us like, hey, this is a Hedera token service at the title. They are pulling the fonts from Google and material design icons. Like the body, this is a non-script, sorry, but Webpack plugin doesn't work properly without JavaScript enabled. Please enable it to continue. Okay, okay. The token templates. This is important because you will see this is the whole structure of how the template, the token, it's going to work, right? So um, first, let's return to the documentation. Here it has a README, so we should read it. Hedera token service, HTS demo. This demo is a user interface writing in JavaScript, having Vue.js to illustrate the use of Hedera token service. When first launched, this demo will create the accounts as follow: an account of owner, admin of new tokens, the account representing the users, the wallet holders, that in this case will be Alice and Bob, and another account representing the marketplace, right? Each account is created with some HBARs to fund their activities in the Hedera network. And the demo enables you to create the tokens, meet and burn these tokens, associate and dissociate the tokens to accounts, manage the KYC and freeze token account relationships, transfer from treasury, well, in this case, the owner to the users, and transfer between users. Token, well, a lot of things. What the prerequisites is to have a testnet account. We already have it. Node install or yarn, Docker, and it's optional to have Docker compose. The environment files, again, it is explained here. You should, they have a .env sample, but you have to create your own .env and modify it to set up the the proper values here. Uh, View app operator ID, input your operator ID, view app operator key, your operator private key, view app initial balance. Okay, this is the limit to 100, and the network in this case it will be testnet, not mainnet for us. Testnet, it's okay. Optionally, you may set the max query payment and the max TX fee. Um, I just want to run it quick. If I just want, okay, I just want to run it quick. You can deploy the UI Docker Compose after you have edited the .m file above with run and for sorry first build and then run. Note Docker Compose build is only necessary the first time, or if you make changes to the code that I want to build it myself. Um, you need to install with yarn serve, yarn build, yarn link. Using the UI, navigate to the URL, output serve command, access to the UI. If you're running Docker Compose, the URL it's 8080. The Hedera link links for the following and admin page. Okay, NFTs. Okay, let's keep this. Okay. Support for creating NFTs is documented in the composer, whereby a set of templates targeting public templates token templates.json are available within the UI when creating an NFT. Each template series sets a set of properties that are input during the token creation. These properties, along with the image necessary, was stored in an immutable file on Hedera. There are resulting fields in the used to define the symbol for the token. Example Hedera, blah, 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 blah. You might edit or add to the templates by editing the public tuples template file following the guidelines from the Vue.js component. Um, that note that if you wish to include a picture of your NFT specification, the property must be called photo, since the UI depends on that field value. Note all alternative to use files on the data will be the host of the file, share, blah blah blah, marketplace, contributing, and the code of conduct. Amazing. So let's get it up and running. Any questions this far? What is IPFS? Oh, where to see it? I don't know. I'm not sure. Let me see if I can find it with a little bit more context. IPFS. IPFS integration. Okay, NFTs. An alternative to using files on Hedera would be to host the file on a shared location and use a hash of the file as the symbol for the token so that the validity of the file can be verified at any time. With the great usage of IPFS storage using NFT.storage integration, you can create your API key on nft.storage and add it to your end file to enable an IPFS upload. I don't know. I won't lie you. Let's do a little Google of that. IPFS, Power Distributed Web. Peer-to-peer content delivery network is built around the innovation of content, addressing store, retrieve, and locate data based on the fingerprint of its actual content rather than its name or location. Okay, I haven't heard of it, to be honest, but sounds interesting. Sorry, I failed you. So let's get this up and running. First, modify the environment files. my ID, which is this one, my private key, which is this one, testnet, it's the network we want, and initial balance of 100, it's okay, okay, and optional, I don't want this, the IPFS, so I don't need to modify this. So we already do that. So let's go to the package JSON to see some. Let's try to build ourselves. Yeah, because I don't think many of you have Docker Compose installed. So yarn install, I would say npm install npm serp. Let's wait for it to install all the necessary dependencies. Let's see if you have any questions here. Okay, thanks. I'm new to this, finding hard to grasp the concepts. Yeah, don't worry. At first you will think you don't understand anything, and that feeling keeps keeps with you all your life. So don't worry. Uh, I feel the same very often. Come on, do this quickly. I want to show it because we're running out of time. Come on, come on, come on. Um, this is a very big and complex project. That's why I give you the GitHub link so you will have time to explore it, to read it, to try to understand what they are doing. And okay, ready. So now we say npm serve. Did you mean this? Oh yeah, npm run serve. And it's initiating our view development server. Again, I think from the big three, React, Angular, and Vue, the one I'm less familiar with is Vue. So let's hope this works. I think I didn't even have installed the Vue CLI. So Vue CLI, CLI. Okay, it's that dependencies. So that's fine. We did it in solid global. This far is getting too much time. I mean, not as much as Angular, but definitely React is more quick. 66%, 67%. Okay, it returned to 65. Any question? No. So I invite you to join me tomorrow, taking advantage of this time in our exploring circle. Circle is focused on payment infrastructure using Web3 tools. So it is not indeed a network as Hedera to use tools, and that can get you points for using Web3 in your projects, um, in your hackathons, etc. So remember the main idea with these tracks I'm running this global hack week is for you to don't be afraid to use the technologies we have uh, of Web3. Okay, up and running, localhost, amazing. So let's open this. Hedera token service demo. Okay, and let's explore how to use the UI. Navigate to the URL. If you're running the there are links as for the following. Has links for the following. Once a token is created, an admin page where you can manage tokens, account for the users, upload button to add a token. Okay, so sure, each can accept. Okay, no, a plus. Create a new token. Num machine 9 first token symbol. I don't know what this means. 1 to 3 decimals, 10 decimals. Initial supply. Um, Alberto. Integer equal rate 0. uh, 100. No, that 5. Default. Indicate. Okay, let's create it. Invalid format of ID. Read more of this. We typically show a list of documentation when a token is created to click. Absolute marketplace is enabling the demo, contributing. Let's try to explore then the creation source, assets, components, account card, not fungible, assets. What assets we have? The logo, plugins, router, service, account create client. Okay, I'm probably should create then an account first. Cancel. Oh, this is for clearing the demo. Okay. Okay. It's taking its time to clear. Come I will open a new one. What's this for? Success transactions. What this is for? Fungible, not fungible. Token template. Let's create a card. Properties to photo. Okay, let's use this metadata Hedera. This is a large image, size greater than 4 kilobytes. Okay, then I should upload 4 kilobytes. Hmm, 1 kilobyte. No, it's an SPG. No, I have no greater than 4 kilobytes. No less, I mean 5. No, but this is maybe 7. 7. Okay, that's hard. It said kilobytes or megabytes. Kilobytes. Okay. Size. If I 8. Ha. Okay. No, I have no photo for that. That's a shame. Let's see if that's not required. Meteorite. Rare type. Spell. I don't know. Let's see. We can continue. Okay, we see no. Feasible no. Create. You're about to create a fungible token. Create a virtual. Yeah. It will be a transaction with a fixed supply of one. No compliance features were selected. It will be okay. Proceed. I think this is showing an error. Invalid private key length. Proceed. Yeah, I should put my somewhere my information, but I cannot see where. Maybe here on the insure, but this is not opening. Invalid private key. Where should I put my private key? Oh, maybe it is not working here. But this is my private key. I mean, like I copy and paste it. Okay. Well, it's same. We could not get up this and running, but time set for us. You see how powerful and quickly and easy it's to use Hedera. Um, A404, hey, just repeating to say hi. Hi, always a pleasure to see you around here. Um, what was I saying? Yeah. Um, you have the project. It is a challenge to you to get it up and running. I could not do it because I think it was a problem with my private key. But I show you how. You just need to take the same process as I do and fix this private key problem. Um, I hope you enjoyed this session. I really do, sharing with you guys, and I will see you tomorrow to do almost the same, but this case in the circle technologies. Um, so remember, Circle is a payment infrastructure service based on Web3. Yeah, it was awesome. Can you share the code here, please? Yeah, the GitHub link it's here. It's from the Hedera main page, so here you can take it. It was a pleasure again. Thank you all for attending. Thank you all for staying here with me, and I hope you can join me tomorrow. And see you then. Bye bye.